to draw? Raise your hand. This is fantastic. We're going to make this so easy and fun. Hi, everyone. I'm going to come up here to the front up here. My name is Noel. I am going to be your art teacher here in just a moment. I used to make my living as an animator in Hollywood. I did that for many, many years. And I can trace my start back to being an artist. I remember very distinctly, I was 7 years old, and I used to sit, just like you kids are, on a carpet in my mom's house. And every Sunday, she would take the Sunday paper, and she would give me the funnies, and she would keep the real news for herself. And I would draw Charlie Brown and his friends, just like you are about to. I'm going to show you the draw. Now, real quick, before we get started here, if you need to get out of here for any reason before this class is over, the Birdcage Theater has 2 exits. The doors you came in over here, and we also have our emergency exit doors over here in the corner. Just keep in mind those doors don't go into the park, so if you've got to leave, just head right back out the way you came in. In the emergency, you can use every one of these doors. And the other thing, what do you do if your pencil breaks? Whoa, oh snap. Literally. No, don't raise your hand. We got you covered. There is a whole bunch of art supplies right at the very entrance, and they're very friendly Knott's Berry Farm staff. Look at them over there. Anyway, we have a whole snack bar of art supplies over there, so you can just head over and refresh those if you need one. I think that's it. Are you ready to do some cartooning? Let's do this. Let's draw the most famous people in the world. Man, I love this. Look at this thing. Charles Schulz, the man who created the strip Peanuts, had a very modest little wooden art desk that he kept in the basement of his house. The thing I love most about Peanuts, I love a lot of things about it, but this did not come from some Hollywood think tank or some corporate boardroom. This came out of someone's home, which I think makes all the difference in the world. Now, what we're doing for our pal Snoopy today, in the art world they call this a portrait. A portrait, by definition, is a picture or a representation of a face. The first thing we need to do is put down the main shape of its head, and then we're going to add some details to it to make it look like Snoopy. Now, Snoopy's shape is a little different than everybody else because he's a dog, he's got a snout. So he's basically a circle with a big letter U snapped on the side. In fact, I think he looks kind of like a peanut. I'm going to go first. You folks follow along, and I got one rule in here. Have fun while you draw, all right? Here we go. Let's swim around, man. Let's do this. Here we go. Where am I? Whoa, there we go. All right, step number 1. In the middle of your paper, lightly, that's a key word here, gang, lightly, sketch in a circle that's about as big as an orange. Now, I got some tips. First, keep it light. Here's the big one. You're not writing a letter O. In fact, if you look at the screen, when you write a letter O, you just make one mark. I'm just drawing curved lines, and then I'm blending them together with more curved lines to build this. Drawing is more like sculpting, playing with clay. Writing is about chiseling out little lines. And when you write, you only use your wrist. You make these little up and down strokes. Get your arm moving, it'll be easier to do this sculpting. And whatever you do, don't stress out and try and make this thing perfect. Just have fun with this. Don't go, oh man, I messed up, I gotta start over. This is just for fun. There's no art director out here today. Alright, so we got the circle part. Now for the snout part. Again, this is pretty much a big letter U. And on Snoopy here, it just comes right off of here. I'm going to start about 1/3 of the way down. I always like to give myself a little mark. I start with this. And again, same like I did with that sketchy line. Keep this round. Boom. Right there. Does anybody know what kind of dog Snoopy is? He's a beagle! This strip originally debuted on October 1st in the year 1950, and it ran all the way through January 11th of the year 2001. This comic strip literally spanned 50 years. And it really changed in 59. Snoopy was originally a dog. He ran around on all 4 legs in the strip. In 1959, Charles Schulz drew him standing up, and he started sleeping on the top of his doghouse. And as he drew and wrote this character, he put into Snoopy everything he wanted to be. His dad was in the war, so Snoopy became a war pilot hero. He wanted to write a novel, so Snoopy learned to write. He had a typewriter up on top there. All right, now to make this look a little more like a Snoopy. Big thing on Snoopy is his ear. And the shape of his ear, it looks like a big teardrop. This ear, the top of it anyway, lines up perfectly to the top of the snoot. Right over here. And the whole thing about the ear, it's hanging there. So kind of pull on the line. It's a nice round, so it's starting to look like Snoopy right now. There we go. Snoopy lives in a different world than the rest of the Peanuts characters. He's so joyous. Sometimes he just breaks into dance for no reason. Charles Schulz really loved drawing Snoopy in what he called his happy dance poses. Then at the top of his head here, we can just darken this in. Just kind of lock in our shape. Here we go. Does it start to look like Snoopy? No. It looks like a Volkswagen. No, it could be a whole bunch of things. We're going to get there. All right, that's his ear, that's his snout. Now his neck is going to go under here. Now the trick to drawing a neck on any Peanuts character, make it skinny. Right where you left off here, I'm just going to bring this line in. See how it curves that way? Now back here with the circles touching the ear, don't just come straight down. That'll give him a thicker neck. Follow that circle in. There, that's a Peanuts character's neck. Every one of them has a large head and a skinny neck. And design-wise, that was something Charles Schulz kind of invented. If you look at the comics prior to 1950, all the characters were elongated. Popeye, Betty Boop, and such. He drew this character that was basically 1 and 2 heads length. A squat, short little character, which is kind of the standard. All right, now we're going to close off that neckline with this color. This is really simply done. Just darken in the line, a real thick one. Here we go. How you guys doing? You like your drawing so far? Oh man, let's try this. If you like your drawing, give me a thumbs up. Don't say anything. Oh man, look at all the Fonzies. Yes. Oh, got a thumbs down. Oh, another thumbs down. We're not done yet. You gotta draw a cute smile on there. That's gonna change a lot. We're not done yet. All right, we're gonna put his nose on next. Now his nose, it's an oval, which is basically a circle. It got squished. It's 2 curved lines. His nose goes right in the middle here. It's a curve and a curve. Here we go. Now Snoopy's eyes, these are 2 tiny ovals. They line up perfectly with the back of his nose. If you come right over here, I like to give myself 2 little tick marks where I place them. And they're skinny ovals. And the thing about these eyes, treat them like a shape. This isn't a dot. There we go. And now that's a very small eye shape. To show which direction Snoopy's looking, I'm going to have him looking backwards. Charles Schulz would do this. I'll do this eye first. Just take that eye and pull a curved line off of there. See, he's looking that way on that curve. If you were to have him look the other way, those curves would fall on the other side of the shape. Or if you wanted Snoopy to look up, that pupil would reside at the top of your curve. Very clear. And this, in the real world, makes no sense, but in a comic strip it does. Right above his eyes, and these go right off of his head. Got 2 curves up there. He's looking going, what? Now, if you look shape-wise, we're pretty much done here. A lot of times, Charles Schulz would leave the mouth off of the characters if they're looking to the side. It gives them kind of they're just paying attention expression. Now, Snoopy's smile is just a big letter U, which is what I'm going to add up to here. Again, this is just 1 line. Start right there, and in the corner of it, you can even give a little curve right there. And there's one last thing we can do with our beagle. We can shade in the ear and the nose. Now check this little trick out. I'm going to lay the pencil down sideways. I'm not going to use the point of it. And by doing this, it kind of turns the pencil into a crayon. And also notice, I'm not completely filling this in. See, I'm leaving a little white on there. Charles Schulz would very sloppily fill these areas in with an ink brush. He had a very wiggly line that he drew with, and he filled things in kind of sloppily. It gave the pen and ink look kind of a sketch look. If you look at these drawings, if you see how this line's all wiggly, whereas most other comic strips have a very clean, slick-looking line. He stayed away from that. And that really gives the strip its look. Now there's one last thing you can do here with the Snoop. You can sign your name next to it. Because you just drew a picture of the world's most famous beagle, Snoopy. Whoa, indeed.
I quit.
Did you have fun? Alright, this is my favorite part of the class. We're gonna have an art show. I'm gonna count to 3. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look around and see how different these are. No two people draw the same. That is literally the best thing about an art class. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Snoopy! Oh my gosh, look at that.